Hey, Splitty City Slickers! Welcome to part 2 Electric Boogaloo of the greatest wrestling tag teams of all time. Ranked truly by the greatest and most knowledgeable wrestling aficionado, Hankus Tankus, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. This was a long time coming, folks. Everybody was begging for it. Sean Moody in particular was begging for it. And god damn it, if Hank the Tank doesn't give the audience what it wants. That's right, because I love it, the money. And so, I couldn't just leave this tier list to die. I had to finish it. I had to create my definitive tier list of the greatest wrestling tag teams of all time. And how could I call myself a wrestling fan if I didn't finish what I started? If I didn't have the grudge match to end all grudge matches? Oh no, I missed the hobo stream. That's right. Shame on you. Hank the Tank, do you smoke crack? I'm very good at simulating the effects of crack because my brain just will not turn off. I'm always huffing something, whether it's a marker, whether it's some white powder, whether it's a needle in my arm. I don't know, man. I love the world and the world loves me, and I just have to experience the world. I have to ingest, consume the world, Brother 9000. And so I'm always on something. I just don't know what it is, and usually I pass out before I even know what I've done. But, you know, that's your average day in the life of Hankus Tankus, man. I'm always on some sort of substance. DJ Aiden, interview part 2 when? When Aiden wants, man. When Aiden wants. Next week. You got to set a date for me, DJ Aiden, and then the Hank Stern Show will return with DJ Aiden. We need to have some more sequels, man. All the greatest hits coming back for more. We're in a stage of split decision combat sports where people they have some nostalgia, you know? They want to see us play out the old hits, man. We're getting old. The acts, the band, it's starting to fall apart. We need to have a compilation album of all the greatest hits from Split Decision Combat Sports. Our life is short. Our lives are short. Splitty City Slickers. We need to get some of that nostalgia bait in. Need to make some of that Lion King money. Know what I'm saying? Did you watch Karate Combat? I've watched like 4 or 5 fights from it. And I saw Rebellis to Spain get the 4-second knockout, and I shared it all over Discord. So, yeah, that man, give him his belt. Just give him his belt already at this point. Why are we stalling for time, man? The guy needs his belt, and he needs it now. He's a star in Karate Combat. So, of course, Anakin MMA made the very interesting comment, hey, what UFC will pick him up again for sure. Rebels to Spain is UFC bound, you know? And I was like, oh my God, does this guy know how business and combat sports works? Why would the UFC ever in its life bring back Rebellis to Spain and have its damaged goods get taken down again in a cage fight and then lose more and more stock? UFC would just be burning money if it decided to bring back Rebellis to Spain. It's the most idiotic shit I've ever read in my life. I lock myself in a room when I smoke crack and do shrooms. When I wake up, my whole room is messed up. Real ones know what I mean. Wow. Sounds like you're doing crack and shrooms in prison. You have a Discord? Yes, we do, actually. We do have a Discord. I mean, oh God. Am I about to open Pandora's box by doing this? Why not? Discord, my Discord is we could use some new members. So, all right, I'll share the link. I will share the invite link to the Discord. Can you imagine DJ Aiden in a Discord? God, what hell am I going to unleash, man? This is bad. I'll try. Let's see. Oh God. Bum bum bum. Go at it, you filthy animals. There it is. There's our Discord. God damn it. You willed it out of me. But you know what? There's a small enough amount of people in here that, it's no big deal. Assalamu alaikum, brother. Wrestling, 0. Fight power, 0. Oh, God. Let's see. Hey, there he is. Sweet. Not in the AM Bros here. All right. Now it's a party. There we go. Sad state of affairs, but we've done it. We have a few new members of the Discord. By God, good God Almighty. We are free at last. But, okay. So, all that out of the way. Wonderful. New members of the Discord. Yeah. This is wrestling, damn it. This is wrestling. Wrestling don't talk about no MMA or any of that fucking political correct bullshit. It's all about just wrestling. Let's get to it, man. Let's enough freaking talking. Let's get to the good stuff. Here it is. Here it is, Splitty City Slickers. The tier list as we left it. Part 1. We had a lot of disagreements, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys. Midnight Express was not supposed to be in S tier, but I would not accept a valid tier list of tag teams unless they were S tier. No exceptions. If you don't think they're S tier, you're a casual. You haven't watched a single Midnight Express match. And then, meanwhile, Brothers of Destruction, they're there. Oh, they're S tier because they're badass. Oh, yeah, of course. But the Rock and Roll Express, they can stay at A tier, British Bulldogs, meh. So, we had some splits. We had some splits for sure. Hey, it's Whoa, Black Betty Bam Bam. Whoa, Black Betty Bam Bam. Snitsky and Tyson Tomko better be top 5 or I unsub. I mean, do we let the Whoa Black Betty vote take priority here? If she says what she's got voting for, do I take that as like 50% of the vote? Because I see that as the only likely scenario in which case Snitsky and Tyson Tomko would be top 5. Brothers of Destruction stomp. Yeah, they stomp all right. Except the stomp wasn't from them. It was the stomped mud hole from Stone Cold Steve Austin as he just hammered them over and over again with his boot and beat them every single time they competed. Honestly, the 2-man power trip has more of a chance of being along the grades than the Brothers of Destruction. I'm sorry. It's nostalgia. It's based on character. It's based on badass. This is how people are voting, man. These people don't care about legacy. They don't care about lineages, or how long an act stayed through the... I get the Brothers of Destruction lasted a little while. Okay, great. They won tag team titles, what, like in 2002? 2003? What are we talking here, Let make it make sense. Anyway, enough bullshit. Let's get to some of the picks that Hank has for the tier list. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? All right, let's go. Because I have my first pick. All right, down the list I go. We actually didn't go too far. We have our first pick. You better know these two. They are the Wild Samoans, Afa and Sika. Most famous while managed by one of the great voices in all of wrestling and in media in general. The great Lou Albano was their manager. They are members of the Anoa'i family. And that name should be very familiar to you because they were the OGs of the bloodline. And I wish that there had been more appearances from these two in the general Anoa'i family because they're actually a very long lineage. They got wrestlers that go back to the 70s and 80s that are still alive today. And I wish that they had showed up for one big, like, bloodline segment, to sort of solidify the whole deal. But I'll take Rikishi. I'll take Rikishi. But before these guys were pawns in a Bloodline promo vignette, they were a fantastic tag team, and they were a dominant tag team as well. Now let's go to the wiki. So they started in Stampede Wrestling under Stu Hart. I didn't know that before I started this series. Wrestled a bunch of NWA territories, which is very prestigious. The International Wrestling. Oh, wow. They won Tag Gold in Japan. That's pretty good. WWF. They were just the Samoans at first. And then Lou Albano's Wild Men during TV tapings. Are they like Chevy Chase and Steve Martin? The wild and crazy guys. I doubt it. And then they won, had a tag team championship match with Tito Santana and Ivan Putski. Yeah. I remember Ivan Putski. Polish Power. Dude, before there was Jan Blachowicz talking about Polish Power, it was Polish Power of Ivan Putski. Dude, MMA, it came after wrestling, man. And they took a lot of pages from wrestling's book. Anyway, both men were contenders for Bob Backlund's WWF title. Nice. And then they actually beat Santana and Putski 1980. 5 months as tag team champions. And that's in the old regional days where heels would win gold for a week or two and then they would lose to the baby faces. That's actually that's a decent amount of time for a tag team championship reign. And then dropped to Backlund and Pedro Morales, 2 out of 3 falls match at the time. Wow, that's crazy. Showdown at Shea. Now, I remember Showdown at Shea had 3, just like it's saying, 1972, 1976, and 1980. 3 fantastic events. And Shea Stadium is huge in New York. And the Beatles played there. And that was that's a legendary show because of just the capacity that's at Shea Stadium. And the Beatles sold that out. And the WWF was able to sell it out 3 years, which is crazy. But, I mean, people forget, man. The casuals don't know about the WWF. And they were having monumental success under Bruno Sammartino and a bunch of other heels and face champions. There was a time where the WWF could do no wrong. And if it wasn't for Vince Sr., then Vince Jr. would not have a job. Maybe he'd be behind bars for something else. Anyway, they lost to Pedro Morales and Backlund, who were 2 of the biggest stars at the time. So that's putting them over, I'd say. Tournament finals, became tag team champions twice. Yeah, this one lasted for only 1 month, see? Anyway. Then there was Mid-South and Georgia Wrestling. Junkyard Dog and Dick Murdoch, 2 big names. Wow, I didn't know they had such a rich history outside of the WWF. And then defeated the Fabulous Freebirds for the titles? That's crazy, dude. Dude, freaking Freebirds in their prime. They beat the Freebirds in their prime. And then they returned, and then they had their most famous run with Captain Lou Albano. This guy, and you better remember this guy. Because he was the original Mario. He was the original live-action Mario in the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. So that dude's an OG. That dude's he's one of those wrestling icons. And if it wasn't for him and his relationship with Cyndi Lauper in the early 80s, the WWF wouldn't have had its rock and roll boom era. So you got to thank that man. So yeah, they became Offensica. WWF title 3rd time, man. Beat Chief J and Jules Strongbow. Jules Strongbow. Man, the WWF was, the names were just a mess back then. The gimmicks. And then feuding with Rocky Johnson, Jimmy Snuka, Andre the Giant. Wow, all the big names. And then they lost to Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas, who I will get to on the list. Because just their win alone is a big part of wrestling history. And then, Albano basically smashed, I believe, he smashed Alpha over the head, and that's how they won the tag team titles. How they lost them. And then they left the WWF, Pro Wrestling USA, and they fought with the Road Warriors. Jesus Christ, these guys got to feud with everybody. Everybody who was actually good talent back in the 80s. And then, of course, they had, the new Samoans. Came the head shrinker. Yeah, that's right. The head shrinkers were the new thing. And then they sort of faded into the background a little bit. But in their prime, they were taking on some good names. Anyway, I'll get to the comments now. Tag team to tag team, no one lines up against the Brothers of Destruction. I'd say a lot do in terms of good matches. I'm ready for my interview part 2. All right, so what day do you want to do it next week, DJ? And you have to answer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh. Technical difficulties. I went to a Raw show in 2005 and I ironically shouted, "We want Tomko and Snitsky." Snitsky's walkout music started playing a second later. It was hilarious. Who doesn't want Snitsky, man? Dude's a certified Hall of Famer. He kicked a baby, for God's sake. Dude, don't play with Snitsky. The WWE's Ryback at the time. I manifested it, yeah. And I bet Will Black Betty wore a shirt of his girlfriend while saying, "Oh man, say your prayers. Ed, I don't have to give you nothing in the divorce papers. Trust. I will show you where you're from." And Will Black Betty went on a drunk Izzy rant at that Raw. He manifested Izzy. He manifested him. Hello, Hank. Hello, JL. Good to see you. The Steiners are the best tag team of all time. That's what I was trying to tell people. Dude, they're S. They are S. They won gold in Japan. They won gold in the WWF. They won gold in ECW. They won gold in WCW. Scott Steiner went on to be a huge star. Like, the Steiners did everything they could possibly accomplish as a tag team. And I wanted them in S, but the people refused because they're casuals. Wrestling. Kill me. I'm here for it. All right, sweet. Do you know a little bit about wrestling, Phil? WCW could have won. By the way, good news, Combat Sports Today, Phil. Me and Idaho are now part of the UFC predictions tracker for all upcoming UFC events. So as long as we keep doing the picks, we're going to be featured there. We're moving on up. Moving on up to the east side. We're moving on up. Yeah, we're finally taking a piece of the pie. WCW could have won the war. Yeah, if it wasn't for horrible booking choices. If the NWO shit didn't go out of control, they would have won it. I'm shocked you know so much about wrestling. Damn, I'm impressed. Yeah. I mean, I may be only a fan starting in 2016, but guess what? I was also a fan of MMA in 2016, and I learned fast. You got some taste. Thank you, Jay. Matt Stryker's underrated, way better than this current Raw commentator. Oh God, who is the current Raw commentator? Is it Joe Tessitore? Yeah, at this point he's a little better than Joe, but I think that Joe can adapt. I seriously think he can. Saturday next week, please. You got it, DJ. I'm doing it. I'm doing the interview with DJ Aiden next week. Mrs. Bunny MMA. All right. Ready. Wait, Mrs. Bunny MMA. Are you the wife of Bunny MMA? I'm confused here. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Me and Idaho, we're going to war for you guys, dude. For you fucking guys. Gamrot should go on a drunk Izzy rant, get some new fans. Yes. Just be I mean, hey, we're in the era of Bryce Mitchell saying horrific shit on podcasts. Now all Gamrot has to do is just go full eugenic. Just check 23andMe. I will tell you where you're from, Fizzy. Trust. Justin Gaethje's inbred. Trust. Who is this cracker to tell me what I should do? I am a European immigrant. I'm the backbone of this country. Trust. So, yeah, that was the history of the Wild Samoans. Here they are right here. I think, just looking at the other tag teams, the Shield, Fabulous Kangaroos, damn, they got put low. Demolition, New Day. Nah, I think they're probably C tier. They're probably C tier just because they haven't had matches that people remember. Apart from the one in which they lost the tag team titles and then became irrelevant. So unfortunately, they were in a time, the 70s and 80s, where you didn't exactly get to see a lot of tape on them. But they did have quite a few championship reigns for the era. And they held the belts for a good while as well. So they're not that bad. Plus, they ended up aging like a fine wine with this Anuai family bloodline stuff. So they have their legacy. They definitely do. And they're probably the grandpas or fathers of a lot of good wrestling talent. So they have their lineage. They have their legacy. So I still think they should go and see. I think the tag teams in B have had a lot better matches than them. Not the best on the mic. They needed Lou Albano to do their promos for them, you know. But they were still solid for their era, and people know about the Wild Samoans. Ate fish during their promos, gobbledygook, good stuff. All right, let's do a poll for the Wild Samoans. I think it's between by default B and C. So let's see where the people stand on this. Afansika. Yep, classic. I love some AJPW with Hayabusa. Ooh, yeah. Those are some good matches, man. Jacob Fatu is what Yokozuna should have been. Yeah, but Yokozuna was unable. He could never do the stuff that Jacob Fatu's doing. He could never get in shape well enough to do a big moonsault that Jacob Fatu's doing, you know? I think I can compare Jacob Fatu more to Bam Bam Bigelow. And that he's a big man, but he's doing absolutely insane feats of athleticism and agility. I can't wait to see him versus Braun, honestly. I think that's going to be a hell of a match. It should be Extreme Rules, too. Any WCW team lands in D tier, and that's a respectable opinion. I will show you where you're from. Directed towards Islam. You are from the Europeans. Europeans developed your religion. Trust. Islam, you are from Chechnya. Watch. Afansika. Thoughts on the Trump-Zelensky meeting? Yeah, I just think they basically had Zelensky there just that they could make fun of him and get some free press. And Trump just acted like a fucking man-child, like he always does. But this was a rare moment where we actually got to see that out in the open. If this is how he talks to world leaders, he should be out on his fucking ass. He should be the one getting fucking invaded, in my opinion. He started enough shit. Somehow worse than Elon. Where's the Nasty Boys? The Nasty Boys will be there. They will be here on the list. Just wait. Let's take our time now. Anuai family or Gracie's. Given that, God, that's a tough one, actually. I know it's a dumb hybrid MMA wrestling rules, but Anoa'i family helped start the career of the most rich man in Hollywood, biggest man in Hollywood. So, and their guys still on top. Anoa'i family still on top. So, gotta say Anoa'i family. Hank the Tank, tell Not in the AM bro about my interview next Saturday next week. I'm having the interview with DJ 18 next Saturday. Be there or be square. C, D. There is no D tier here. It's S, A, B, or C. Because each of these tag teams had great accomplishments, so I can't put them in D. They weren't Samoan, no one would know them. No, there's some wrestling fans who do know them. Why is everybody saying D tier when I literally have no D tier, guys? Open your freaking eyes. I thought Yoko was Japanese until I was like 15. Yeah, I thought he was Japanese for a while too. Hey, I respect that a few people had them in B. But the majority has decided, and they are going in C. I guarantee if they were in the 90s, people would know about them. They were just in an era where people don't. But again, that's a reason why I have a lot of tag teams in the 70s that I would consider for A or B. Because their legacy is literally in the history books, and they sold out stadiums. Yokozuna was out of shape, sadly. Yeah. He still had athleticism for a big man, and, he was able to let Lex Luger slam him, which is quite a feat of strength. From Yokozuna, not just Lex Luger. But, yeah, he just could never reach his full potential. Actually did reach his full potential. He just didn't have to be a Jacob Fatu to do it. Breaker is the best guy currently, in my opinion. Man, who's having good matches on Raw and SmackDown? He hasn't had enough amazing matches for me to say that. Braun and Jacob are my two favorites right now. Yeah, I like Jacob Fatu. They feel like classic pro wrestlers. All right, I'll check out more Braun Breaker matches. Breaker has been my favorite guy since 2022. Yeah, but you got to admit that he's been pampered a little bit. Where's Breezango? I'll include them. I'll put them on the list. But I'll probably have to get to them in like the next installment or something. How can you say that the Wild Samoans are D tier, but Breezango's like should be on the list, That's crazy. Thoughts on the Epstein list photo op? It is exactly as you said, a photo op, because there's nothing of substance to the Trump administration whatsoever, except to destroy, like Nero playing his fiddle as Rome Burns. The Bloodline story sucks. It used to not suck. In fact, it didn't suck for 4 years. It's never was good, and you got bad taste. You gotta admit the shit with Sammy was fucking peak TV for months. It's crazy to say that it's not. Non the AM bro, are you excited about my interview part 2? Answer is question on the AM bro. Breaker's awesome. I'm glad that people like him. He hasn't been pampered. He's better than 90% of the roster. Didn't he literally win the Intercontinental title in 2 months? You're saying he doesn't have Triple H privilege? I have to get. Where did my water go? Hold on, guys. There we go. Yes, so how is that literally? That's literally the definition of pampered. That's like Islam Makhachev getting a title fight after 3 fights. Yes, I'm excited. DJ 18. Breaker is a second-generation guy. He's always going to get criticized for being pampered when he's had multiple awesome matches in NXT and on the main roster. Dude, he literally won a title in 2 months. And yes, he's talented, but people got sick of his first Intercontinental title reign, and you guys don't want to admit it, but people did get tired, and they had some criticisms for him. If they'd have literally had him, given him a natural progression, he would be twice as over right now. You covering Hex tonight, this morning? No, I'm going to be doing probably the UFC show. If you want to watch something, live stream of ours outside of UFC, you might want to ask Idaho if he's streaming anything on Friday or Saturday. But, dude, Isha, how about propane? Despain! Dude, you got to be on cloud 9, Isha. Dude's a megastar in karate combat. He's never going to lose in karate combat. Especially at bullshit heavyweight and super heavyweight. This dude's going to be a fucking monster. Can you believe, Isha, that people are saying, oh, now we should come back to UFC. Now Dana's going to be groveling on his hands and knees for him to come back. Get the hell out of here. The dude is making money, and he's a huge star in karate combat. He's literally going to win a belt. I don't know what these people are thinking sometimes, Isha. Karate combat is literally the place for him. It's where he doesn't have to get CTE and still be a star and still have amazing knockouts. That 4-second knockout was amazing and brutal, dude. That's what we love Despain for. Why does MMA want him all of a sudden? Oh, now he's a shiny new toy again. You think Trump's base will support him after an Epstein list cover-up? They're not going to support him after a lot of things, to be honest. We wanted a better economy, dumbass. And instead you're giving tariffs that literally increase food prices. And now his base has finally woken up to it a little bit. I think some of them are going to get pissed at him for the Zelensky shit as well. Because regardless of your opinion on the conflict, the way he treated that meeting was fucking disgusting. And Elon's a fucking idiot. And he's literally committing illegal crimes that are being tested in court. And he's saying, fuck the courts. So he's literally trying to tear the government asunder. And, hey, Trump wants that. Trump wants this. But his base doesn't really want it. Because they realize that some of those programs he's cutting actually do affect them. And they're starting to wake up a little bit. I think he absolutely earned the IC title win. And he's doing good with it so far. Well, yeah. Dude, it's not the same reign. It's a different reign. Literally, if you had the second reign started as his first one, he'd be over. Way, way over. So, Penn is going to beat him. So, look out for that. But he should have had it given to him later. Have some good feuds first. He's better than that boring-ass Gunther running around as a wannabe Mr. 1945. Yeah. They just don't have a lot for him at this point. He needs to drop the belt, but not to fucking Jey Uso. Stupid motherfuckers. Hope they make Breaker versus Styles Mania. That's a fantastic match. Fistful of Leather is a sick name. He's got plenty of names. Sammy's in-ring career has been wasted dealing with all these Samoan dorks. If he'd have been booked a little better, you wouldn't be saying that. Who's the mystery attacker for Jade? I thought it was Naomi. If it's Bianca, it'll be a letdown. I honestly don't care at this point. And honestly, I'd be happy if it was fucking I'd be happy if it was Bianca because she's just in limbo right now. She used to be a big star. I think Jade versus Bianca is the match to make. Elon is a grifter, in my opinion. Yep, he just wants to control more of our economy. But I'm Canadian, I'm biased. You're not biased. A lot of people feel the same way you do, even the people that should be Elon supporters. Elon's an idiot. Amen. You seem rather argumentative. Yeah, because the topics that I'm arguing about are worthy of being argumentative. Because people can't accept one criticism of Braun Breaker or how he's booked. He's just a perfect little angel. He hasn't had a match that's like an instant classic in my book. He hasn't come even close to that. I'm getting pretty nervous about World War III. Supreme Court lifted national rifle ban. Trying to arm our civilians before a war on American soil. It'll play out like that movie Civil War. Had one of the worst segments ever with Lashley. Hasn't recovered since. Oh. Wait, are you talking about Donald? Wait, who are we talking about here? He's been booked perfectly, in my opinion. I mean, he was literally booked to the point where they just threw the belt onto Jey Uso, so I don't know about perfect. Greatest wrestling move ever? Ooh, that's a good question. I got to think about that a little bit. Think about the greatest ever do. I'll tell you what it is. It's the oh God, what is it even called? It's where you have him on your shoulders and then you drop him on his fucking burning hammer. The burning hammer. I love the burning hammer. If you can do it well, and they did it in Noah and in Japan and New Japan all the time, burning hammer is fucking devastating. It's absolutely brutal. I love the burning hammer. I can. But I mean, let me think about some other tag team moves as well. The Power and the Glory, the double splash, or the superplex, and then the splash across is a fantastic move. I love the Power and the Glories. I forget what it's called, but it's a thing of beauty. Let me think about other like big finishing moves. You gotta love the stunner, and then I mean the RKO is a stereotype. Now I can't do that spinal tap from AJ Styles. That's a lame ass. I do like Starship Pain though. Starship Pain is pretty good. Evangelista's living in 2019. Yeah. I'm sorry, but if you watch him from NXT until now, he's been by far the most popular new guy. Yeah, it doesn't mean that he's perfect. He literally had a fucking tag team championship run with Baron Corbin. Burning Hammer. Exactly. Just trying to think of some like modern day moves that are. I mean, I always love the Canadian Destroyer when it's not used to death. Also, the DDT. I love the DDT as a general finisher. When it's used to just put your opponent away. That I love it. I love the DDT as a move. Thoughts on the Hardys being back in WWE? I take it their bond money is running short. I mean, they're not fully back in WWE because they're doing NXT stuff. RKO. Classic. Hello, two smelly fingers. I've been pedigreed once in my life, got my nose and lip busted up. Yeah, it's probably by a friend in a trampoline. Of course. I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's very enjoyable to watch. Yeah. And I'm fine with saying that Braun Breaker is very talented. I just don't think, it's like, oh man, this is the start of his big superstar run. This is the start of it all. I don't think he's at that level yet. It's nice to see you step away from MMA. God, MMA can be very toxic. Yeah, but the wrestling community can be quite toxic. It's underrated in how toxic it is. Like, we don't have like MMA fighters complaining about fans stalking them on Twitter and in real life. I mean, their online wrestling fans have literally gotten women in Japan to kill themselves. So, I'm saying he's perfect. I speak in absolutes. Well, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry. And I knew this for a while. I strongly recommend any work he had with Dragunov and NXT. Those are some good matches for sure. You can't speak in absolutes because being an absolute makes an ass out of you and me. So there we go. All right. Let's get to our next big tag team. Who we got? Oh Jesus, why'd I scroll down so much? We got to get through these sort of fast, to be honest. Oh, duh. Bum 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 ba-da-da-da-da. Here we go. Where are you? I got a lot of teams, man. You need to get through this quickly. Okay, here we go. The guys who beat them for the belts: Soul Man, Rocky Johnson, and the world's strongest man, Tony Atlas. And I just remember this. I remember it was a big win. First black tag team champions ever. I don't know how long they held the belts for. Let's see. Tag team titles. They were the first black men to hold a WWF championship. Oh yeah, they were Soul Patrol. That's right. They were the Soul Patrol. And let me look at how long their reign was. But I just distinctly remember the UFC highlight of Lou Albano smacking Alpha with the chair, and then Soul Man coming in, breaking it up. Oh no, it was Tony Atlas. And then Soul Man Rocky Johnson came in and saved the day and won the belts for them. But I don't think they lasted very long. Here, let's share this tab. Nope. The Valiant Brothers. I'll get to them. Yes. Yeah, they 154 days. Okay. No DQ match. God, back in the 80s. Man, they've had no DQ for longer than we think they have. Adrian Adonis and Dick Murdoch beat them? Dick Murdoch was a WWF champion? He was. That's right. And then we have the US Express, and then Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov win it, and that's when we really kickstart the golden age in the WWF. Oh, Dream Team and British Bulldogs came later. I have to recognize them for their accomplishment, but at the same time, it didn't last very long, and they weren't exactly, a solidified tag team. D tier. There's S, A, B, and C Evangelista. Please learn how to read. Atlas was cool. Atlas was a crazy motherfucker. If I recall, he saved the life of, no, or at least tried to save the life of what was his name? How am I forgetting his name? Bruiser Brody. I think he was the only guy who came to the aid of Bruiser Brody when he was like murdered. It was like 1987, 1988. Tony Atlas was in the locker room. He saw that Brody had been stabbed and he like carried him away. Haven't seen much of Rocky. Isn't he dead? Soul Man Rocky Johnson. Oh, he's Canadian. I didn't even know he was Canadian. Yeah, he's dead. He died in 2020. Well, we've seen a lot of The Rock. We just haven't seen a lot of Rocky. But yeah, this is an important accomplishment, but not enough legacy for me to put them here. To put them among the ranks. So honestly, like there shouldn't even be a poll for this. I think they probably go in C tier. But still, a very significant accomplishment for them. Oops. All right. Next up. Is there something wrong with my cursor or something? What's going on here? Oh, I guess there hasn't. Okay. Let's move on to our next pick. All right, who's next? Ooh, this should be fun. This will be fun. We're getting into an era that people might recognize now. Go, go, go. Go, man, go. Where are you? Oh, God, I'm looking over all my freaking retro games. Where the hell? Where the fuck? Where'd they go? Here we go. Ooh. Just looking through some of these names. I'm excited to talk about them. But we're not there yet. There we go. Next, we have the Eliminators. Oh, and here come the Eliminators taking on the Gangstas. Total elimination! Oh my God! Now this is extreme! Here comes the Eliminators. Total elimination! Total elimination! On the Gangstas! All right. Here we have the Eliminators in ECW. I believe it's Perry Saturn. And, oh man, who was the other guy? You can't not recognize Perry Saturn, but then the other guy. He always laughed. He was the laugher of the two of them. Here comes the Eliminators. John Cronus. Yeah, he wasn't much. But the Eliminators were a great tag team. Had a fantastic finishing move. Total elimination where one guy throws his legs up, the other guy sweeps the legs. And it's a hell of a move. It's honestly sort of as cool as the 3D. And the commentary of Joey. Total elimination! What's up, homies? Hey, how's it going, Ty Betts? B tier? I don't know about that. C tier, Ty Betts has it right. S tier says Evangelista. S tier, they had a classic with Sabu and RVD back in the day. Yeah, well, one classic does not a great tag team make. Yeah, let's look at their matches. Won the ECW Tag Team Championship on 3 occasions between 1996 and 1997. Feuding with the Dudley Boys, the Gangstas, the Pit Bulls, Sabu, and Rob Van Dam, RVD. Well, there's the classic. Oh, God. Jesus. Yeah, Sabu and Rob Van Dam, they had one good match. And the Steiners. You see, the Steiners are everywhere, man. On May 31st, 1997, Saturn Tours anterior cruciate ligament. Yikes. Recovery time. and lost the Dudleys. And the Dudleys took all the glory, man. They were a good team back in the day. They had some great matches. I don't think they're S tier. I don't even think they're A tier. I think they're between B and C. So I think that's how the poll's going to be. But man, these two had they had some funny segments together. Shut up, yo. Shout ahead. Here come the Eliminators. Total elimination. All right. They're one of those if you know teams. But man, they were a fun team to watch back in the day. Let's see what people think. What do the people think? What do the people want to know? Total elimination. Na 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 bum bum be dum bum bum. Oh yeah. Na 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 na. I say. One vote for B. Okay. I think I know who voted for that. 2 votes for B. All right. People respect him. Oh, here comes the third vote with C. They didn't last very long. 4 votes for B. Wow. I mean, they won ECW Tag Gold. Whoop-de frickin' do. Sure, they were fun, but fun doesn't equate to greatest of all time. 5 votes, 80%. Wow. All right. I can respect it, I guess. But they're in the same league as the Shield? I don't know about that. And the Young Bucks? Meh. Yeah, you guys are off on this one, but it's all right. I can respect it. All right, let's get to the next big tag team. Oh, people will have interesting opinions on these two. Oh, yeah. Public Enemy. These two are an interesting bunch. Because on one hand, they're a stereotype. They're like white gangsters in Philly. I will say, they had an amazing theme song. And the people loved Public Enemy and ECW. They loved them in Philly. It was to the point where they let people into the ring, and people would have raves and dance parties in the ring. And at one point, the ring freaking collapsed under the people's weight while they were dancing with them. And that's a classic ECW moment. I think they won the tag team titles multiple times. They were like the stakeholders of the belt, or they laid claim to the belt a bunch. Beloved in ECW, and then they went to WCW, and then they got just absolutely ridiculed, destroyed. No one cared. People hated the gimmick, and then I think they got squashed by somebody. You better call somebody. Yeah. All right, ECW. Let's take a look at the wiki. Public Enemy made their ECW debut September 1993. the gimmick of white guys who embraced and loved the growing hip-hop culture of America, right? So you could say it was appropriation, but they were still pretty popular as a tag team, and the ECW fans dug it. Create the Public Enemy from a Newsweek article about the cultural changes in America. The generation of today is more afraid of living than dying. One of the more popular acts in the company. Oh yeah, Wild Style they used tables. They used tables as a tag team before a lot of other tag teams were doing it. One of the most feared teams of the company, and they won their ECW tag team title quickly. Dance their way to the ring. Right, here comes the hot stepper. And inviting fans into the ring for impromptu dance parties after winning matches. Fucking awesome, dude. Are you kidding me? Embraced by a majority of fans, Heyman inspired to bring in the Gangstas. New Jack and Mustafa Syed, the Gangstas. Now this is extreme. And the horrible feud between the Gangstas and the Public Enemy continues to spiral outside the arena. Oh, man. Long and bloody feud with Public Enemy. The West Coast against the East Coast, yeah. The feud is among the feuds most often cited as classic ECW. During Single Catches Jack and Terry Funk. Oh, yeah! They got buried under chairs. The fans, like Terry Funk and Cactus Jack asked the audience to give them a chair. They gave them like 60 chairs. And they buried the Public Enemy beneath them. It was absolutely insane. And then they went to WCW. Wrestled, dark match for the WWF. Would receive an offer to sign with the company, but then went to go with a competing overture. God, these guys should have gone to the WWF, man. I think they were right in that perfect era to prosper from the WWF. Like, it was the hardcore TV 14 rating, accepting more bizarre acts. They would have stayed around. WCW wasn't the right move. They still carry tables to the ring. They won their only WCW title over Harlem Heat. Wow. Only 8 days. And then went back to ECW. Oh, what? They went back to ECW? I forget that. No, the Dudley Boys. Yeah, you're toast. If you open up our chest and looked at our hearts, there's only one thing stamped on it, and that's ECW. ECW. Yeah. And signed with the WWF in early 1999. Wow. Not accepted backstage. Wait, what? Oh, Flyboy Rocco. Are you kidding me? Squashman. Yes, the Acolytes squashed them. That's what I remember. They ran the Public Enemy out of the WWF. Yep. Damn, man. And then they went out into the regional scene. But I think the Public Enemy had a lot of great matches. Honestly, in my opinion, more good matches than the Eliminators. So I think they're pretty good. I like them. I'd honestly put them in B tier. Aren't you that Juiceman guy's friend? It seems like there are a lot of different networks here. Appropriation. It's true. It's true. All right. Let's see where they rank. The Public Enemy. I think they're classic ECW, man. God, do I consider them for A? I fucking like the Public Enemy, dude. I'll consider them for A. We'll see. Apart from the Dudleys, I love the Public Enemy. So we'll see what people think. They could be C, they could be B. I'd probably go for B. If we're playing by the rules of the Eliminators being B tier, then come on, guys. Oh. See what the people have to say. Oh, see. Yeah, people just don't like what I do. Whatever, man. You can have your opinion. I like the Public Enemy. 2 votes. God damn, man. Ay. Ooh. All right, we're a little tied up. 2 votes left. Gotta love the Public Enemy. 4 votes. C. Damn you guys. Damn you. They had more good matches than fucking the Eliminators, and you know it. Whatever, man. No taste. Oh, well. Hey, they had a better run than the Eliminators did. Anyway, let's get to the next pick. Public Enemy. All my enemies. DJ Rock rocks the mic. And Master X. Fight the power. We gotta fight the powers that be. Here we go. Now we got some Hall of Fame worthy tag teams here. The Brainbusters. These two had great matches with the Rockers, with Demolition, with the Hart Foundations. They're one of the few acts that won a title under the management of Bobby Heenan. Fantastic in-ring performers. They were huge in WCW as part of the Four Horsemen. You cannot forget Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard have fucking amazing mic work ability. Oh, shit. There we go. The Brainbusters. Oh, my God. You got to love it. Their 2 out of 3 falls match with Demolition's great. Their matches with the Rockers on the house shows are great. They competed in Survivor Series tag team action. I think they were part of the first ever Survivor Series tag team match. And before that, they were in the freaking Four Horsemen. Come on now. Won the WWF tag team titles as former NWA talent, which is very hard to do, by the way. Founding members of the Horsemen. NWA titles 1987. Beat the Rock and Roll Express. Oh my God, they beat the Legion of Doom too. They beat the Road Warriors. Wow. And then who else? Oh, Barry Windham was part of it, yeah. Time limit draw. That sounds like a great match. 2-time World Tag Team Champions. No, fuck JJ Dillon for having 3 times their payout. Oh, yeah, and then they had a great feud with the Midnight Express, too. And then they went to the WWF, Brainbusters under Bobby Heenan. Yes, and they were part of the 1988 inaugural. Wait, second annual. Damn it. Still second ever Survivor Series tag team match. Eliminated the Hart Foundation. And then great feuds with the Rockers. One match in particular. On January 23rd, 1989, Madison Square Garden. Rated as one of the 50 greatest matches in the Pro Wrestling Illustrated. First and only WrestleMania appearance. Yes. Ooh, damn. face Demolition for the titles in a rematch. 2 out of 3 falls match. That's right. And then beat the Hart Foundation. And then lost it back to elimination. I mean, Demolition. Best of 3 falls with the Rockers. And then totally failed the drug test. But damn, that's a great run. C tier, no fucking taste. No taste. Zero taste. Garbage. Fucking garbage taste from Evangelista. Honestly, get out of my fucking chat, dude. Seriously, your takes are garbage. I'll put it in. Yeah, no. I refuse to have them in C tier. I refuse. If you want to hate on them, put them in B tier. But they had a fantastic run. Beat up Demolition, beat up Hart Foundation, beat up the Rockers. We're huge in the NWA. Casuals, dude. God, I miss fucking Smelly Fingers and Fistful of Leather. Where are you guys? Get back here, please. Yeah, there's the one vote. Fuck you, Evangelista. Anybody else? Any other partakers? Come on, guys. How do we not know the Brainbusters here? What's going on? Four votes, all for B. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. I'll go in B. Yeah, no. Edge and Christian up there. I guess that's all right. But I refuse to have those guys in C. I'd rather have B for Brainbusters. Crazy, man. All right, next tag team. Let's see who we got. God, I was all pumped for it, and then the wrestling community took a big fucking shit on it. I don't care. I'm still going with these guys. Why not? Boom. How about these two? I don't care where you rank these guys. I'm going to mention them. Minnesota Wrecking Crew. Gene and Ole Anderson. Before Ole Anderson was part of the Four Horsemen, he was teaming with his brother Gene. And these two won a bunch of tag team titles back in the 1970s, I believe. Yeah, the Minnesota Wrecking Crew was a Canadian sketch comedy troupe first. And then here we go. Minnesota Wrecking Crew. All members wrestled were presented as members of the Anderson family. Yes, 1966, all the way back there. Wrestled throughout the country in the late 60s until Lars left Hawaii. And he got renamed to Ole. They dominated tag team wrestling in the 1970s, winning the NWA World Tag Team titles 8 times in the 1970s. Over those years, Lars Anderson was on occasion brought back in as part of this team, sort of like the Freebird rule. Young Ric Flair was promoted in the 1970s as being the cousin of the Andersons, who fell out with them, resulting in a family feud over the NWA World title. And Greg Valentine was wrestling throughout that point. Huh. And then Gene started wrestling. Ole, yes, and then Ole formed with Arn Anderson. He was part of the, Four Horsemen and then the Brainbusters. NWA National Tag Team titles. Oh, yeah, and then Ole was kicked out of the Horsemen. So you got to appreciate that they were around in the 1960s, debuted in 1966, and then dominated the entirety of the 1970s. You got to realize that they're there. So let's get to. I mean, why not? I mean, we'll see what people think. B and C. Good old Ole and Gene, Minnesota Wrecking Crew. They'll probably end up in C tier, but I don't care. Evangelista says A tier. Okay. Hey, I'll if someone's interested in A, I will I'll put up another poll. People appreciate the Minnesota Wrecking Crew. I'll have them in between A, B, and C. Actually, you know what? Since people respect them, I'll put it between A and B. Minnesota Wrecking Crew. But yeah, they dominated 1970s era tag team wrestling. Let's see what people think. All right. Ooh, vote for A. Okay, we're tied. People are interested. Tied again. Oh, 4 votes are A. Holy crap. There's a tiebreaker vote. Wait. 5th vote came in for B. 6 votes now for B. Oh, but 7. 7 are here as well. Oh, it's back to 50-50. Holy shit. Wow. This is sort of incredible. No tiebreaker. Hey, so you know what? I'll go with Evangelista's opinion. I will say the Minnesota Wrecking Crew is A tier because they dominated the 1970s. There you go. Beautiful. All right. Right up there with the Rockers, man. Hey, I appreciate it, guys. Good job. Round of applause. Good work. I was not expecting that opinion, but you know what? It's a pleasant surprise. All right, let's get to our next pick. I didn't expect the Minnesota Wrecking Crew to be so beloved. And we have yeah. Let me set this one up ahead of time. All right. Let me set this up. Who is it? Here we go. Here we go. All right. Ricky Steamboat and Jay Youngblood. These guys were apparently thought of as like one of the best tag teams in wrestling in the early 1980s. Late 70s and early 80s. This is what really like kickstarted Steamboat's run as one of the best wrestlers, maybe the best wrestler of the 1980s. With Jay Youngblood, they were basically they dominated babyface tag team wrestling. And a lot of experienced wrestling vets have said, man, those two were dynamite back in their day. Youngblood wrestled with NWA's Jim Crockett Promotions in a tag team, in a main event tag team with Ricky Steamboat. Beat Baron Von Raschke and Paul Jones, that's right. For the first reign with the NWA World Tag Team Championship. Lost to Ray Stevens and Greg Valentine. That's a great team to lose it against. And then regained it in a rematch in May. Dropped it to June and Stevens. And Jimmy Snuka was an NWA? This guy's a monster, by the way. Killed his wife. He's a fucking psychopath, but Jimmy Snuka in his prime was fucking amazing. I mean, the definition of a high flyer. Youngblood even held the Pork Chop Cash. John Weaver and Steamboat. Okay, Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Don Kernodle, Sergeant Slaughter. Oh man, Sergeant Slaughter. He was big in the NWA and World Championship Wrestling before the WWF. Steamboat and Youngblood. Oh, a steel cage match. Nice. Private Jim Nelson for the title. Who? Feuded with Jack and Jerry Briscoe. The Briscoe brothers. That's another big team to be feuding with. Starcade. Youngblood and Steamboat defeat the Briscoes. And they won the titles again, dude. They were just winning the titles over and over and over again. Like constant tag team champions. Vacated when Steamboat announced his retirement, which is crazy. And then Mark Youngblood. Yeah, and then his career just sort of... How is that possible? Man, why did he decline so fast? He had a great tag team with Ricky Steamboat. Maybe Steamboat was carrying, who knows. But they won a bunch of titles. They were a great babyface tag team. Oh, D tier, A tier, D tier. Sup, bro? Hey, Ulysses. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a while. I can't sleep. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Well, it's not. I mean, maybe hearing the sound of my voice as well as the topic of this stream will make you fall asleep. Who knows? Steamboat was good. Youngblood ruined it. I don't know about ruined it because they had a lot of success as a tag team. I mean, maybe they didn't have as good of matches as people could have hoped for because of Jay, but he wasn't that bad. Well, let's see. Let's put up the poll to see what people think. I mean, you got to give me credit here, Evangelista. I chose a lot of tag teams throughout the ages. C tier, 2 votes. Oh, shoot. Hard to come back. I mean, there are 4 people watching, so you have the opportunity. 3 votes. 4 votes. Yikes. Yeah, it seems a lot of tag teams that aren't televised as much don't receive a lot of credit. But still, I think they were solid. But they'll go in C tier. People have spoken. And that's okay. Because I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, people like me. Hi, I'm Stuart Smalley. My last show didn't go so well, but I'm confident that I can do a better job on this one. That I'm not going to go homeless, 20 pounds overweight with nobody loves me. Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Anyway, let's get to another tag team. This will test your knowledge, guys. Let's see if you can respect... You can respect their authority! Sweet. I'm sorry I'm going through all the retro tag teams with you, but I have to. You know, it's part of history. But you got to know these two. Got to know these two, the Funk Brothers. Terry and Dory. These two dominated Texas in their time. I believe both guys would go on to win NWA world titles. That's them with the tag team belts. Let's start with Dory Funk Jr., who would win the belt. I believe Harley Race beat Dory Funk. And then didn't Terry beat Harley? I believe. But these two were well respected, dominated Southern Texas, Amarillo. These guys were legendary, even back in their day. Terry would go on to have great feuds with Jerry Lawler, and I believe the CWA. No, Memphis Wrestling. He would have a huge feud with Jerry Lawler, and Dory Funk Jr. Whatever happened to Dory Funk Jr. after the NWA? Let me Funk Brothers wrestling. Just want to make sure I get their whole history. But both these guys are NWA world champions. And Terry, of course, would become a legend in ECW. Have so many great matches. Dory Funk Jr. invented the Texas Cloverleaf submission hold. NWA World Heavyweight Champion for over 4 years. Yes, the CWA. I was right about that. Hall of Famer. Chairman of Pacific Wrestling. Terry Funk. Spinning toe hold, that's right. Became a big money wrestler by the end of the 1960s. Jesus. Tag team appearance. Oh, yeah, they did wrestle for the WWF. Very popular in Japan. All right, so let's look at this. God, look at this old picture of Dory. Classic. Only held the title once, but held it for 4 years. He's the second longest reigning NWA World Heavyweight Champion of all time over Luthez. And then, of course, Terry Funk is a master on the mic. And I remember I saw a truck run over an armadillo. Yeah, with a big snout. And I asked, Dad, did you just run over a stray dog? And he looked at him and he saw his crooked nose and his teeth falling out. And he said, no, I didn't run over an armadillo. I ran over Ric Flair. Oh, God. Funking Conservatory. That's hilarious. And then, yeah, NWA Jesus. God, from way back in the day, man. NWA title. And then he went to All Japan. That's right. And 1973 to 1987. Jesus Christ. Giant Baba. Jumbo Saruta. Abdullah the Butcher. The Sheik. Oh, man. All these big names. Won the world's... won tag team tournaments in Japan 3 years, back-to-back. Giant Baba, Jumbo Saruta. Oh, yeah. The Funks won Match of the Year award in 1980. NWA... and International Heavyweight Champion. Jesus Christ, man. And he and Terry were able to go to the WWF and wrestle. British Bulldogs. Terry and Dory returned to Japan. Lost to Andre the Giant and Giant Baba. Wow, man. Feuded with Abdullah the Butcher and Giant Kamala. Wait, Giant Kamala. I don't know who that is. And then reunited with Terry. I can't believe they didn't win the ECW tag team titles. Later years, 1993 through 2020. Jesus Christ. I mean, the Funks are fucking forever! 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 You gotta love the Funks. S. Agreed. I say let's put the Funks between S and A. Hanky panky. Hey. Do the hanky panky. Do the hanky panky. Join me and my friend Derek for wrestling talk on my channel. Be right back. Well, when's the wrestling talk? You have to schedule these things with me. But yeah, Funks are legendary. And I'm gonna put them between S and A and see what people think. But the Funks they dominated world wrestling and they dominated tag team wrestling. So and they're some of the innovators of extreme wrestling. So they're legends. They're fucking legends. How do the people rank the Funks? This is an interesting quandary. Forever! Forever! You gotta love Terry. Come on, guys. You gotta know the Funks. I can't believe Evangelista hasn't voted yet. If you guys don't make the decision, I will. Ooh, 1 vote for A. Dun, dun, dun. 2 votes for A. I mean, yeah, and a 3rd vote for A. You liar, Evangelista. All right, they go in A. And you know, that's I probably would have ranked them that way too. But yeah, they're who doesn't know the Funk Brothers? If you don't know the Funk Brothers, you're not a wrestling fan. Let me make sure. Let me make sure these guys are in the right place. Here we go, the Funk Brothers. Kermit the Frog here. Muppet News. They're fine there. All right. Next tag team. But I'm glad people have some appreciation for the Funks. Next we have how long have we been going? Oh, 129, Jesus. Okay. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Here's another set of brothers. The Briscoe brothers. No, not those Briscoe brothers. These Briscoe brothers. When they had hair too. They weren't balding. They're another set of brothers that won titles. Obviously, I think Jack had way more success in wrestling than Gerald did. But the Briscoes, they won tag team titles. Jack would become NWA World Champion, I believe. Gerald Briscoe would, of course, become Vince McMahon's yes man. What a horrible time to be a yes man for Vince McMahon in the 1990s. But both men would find their footholds in wrestling. Yeah. All right, let's go to Jack Briscoe's page. There we go. Amateur wrestler and professional wrestler. Man. Yeah, you had to actually be a wrestler in order, like legit hard-nosed wrestler. Like Kurt Angle wrestler in order to become a wrestling world champion professionally. Back in those days. NWA World Tag Team Champion with his brother Gerald. Briscoe is considered one of the greatest wrestlers of his era. Lou Thez described him as one of the toughest and most highly skilled wrestlers of the last 50 years. Greatest champion of the 20th century. Oh, and they discovered Hulk Hogan. Jesus. Okay, that's big. I mean, that's contributing. Danny Hodge was a fan of Danny Hodge. Hodge Trophy. You got to respect Danny Hodge. But let's take a look. When does he become tag team champion with Gerald? Yeah, look at all this time he spent before he was even teaming with his brother. Oh, Briscoe and Terry Funk. Who doesn't love that? Hmm. Yeah, Briscoe won from Harley Race, the NWA World Title. Losing it to Terry. Where's Gerald? Superstar Billy Graham. Damn, CWF. That's where Graham was before that? Huh. Following year, another victory over Saito and Sato. Stop it. Earned the Briscoes their final U.S. Tag Team Championship reign. Okay, here we go. Wrestling in Florida, they teamed with his brother to win several more championships. Bob Orton and Bob Roop. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh, man, Ox Baker with the death punch. No, the heart punch. And then I remember he hit one guy over and over again with the heart punch. And it literally created a riot in the show that he was doing. I think it was to Jerry Lawler. I'm not sure. Who was it? I forget, but he was just hitting this guy with the heart punch over and over again. And he literally caused a full-scale riot in the arena. It was fucking crazy. Lost to Ox Baker and Billy Graham. It was before Billy Graham beat Bruno. Florida, United States Tag Team titles. That's right. Success in Georgia Championship Wrestling. Nice. He's just winning all over the territories. Won the NWA Florida Tag Team titles again. Lost to the Funks. Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title, right. He beat Roddy Piper? That's right, Piper beat him. God, Piper should have won way more titles. Roddy Piper should have been WWF champion. Teamed with his brother, Mid-Atlantic NWA titles. Yeah, and they beat Steamboat and Youngblood. Belts switch hands several times. Then they went to the WWF. Oh, but they didn't win the WWF tag team titles. But then Gerald would team up with Vince. And then they were inducted in the Hall of Fame. Sweet. Well, there you go. These guys have won a lot of belts. F tier. What are you talking about, man? Jack Briscoe was always extremely overrated. Yeah, but that doesn't mean he's F. Like, that's childish. Oh, just because a guy is not as good as people say he is means he's F. Like, this is fucking preschooler shit, man. I'm gonna put him. Since Jack won a world title, I have to put them into consideration. I'm gonna have it between A, B, and C. I'm gonna see what the litmus test is for the chat. I mean, how can he be extremely overrated when there isn't a lot of footage on him to begin with? 1 vote for C. 2 votes for C. 3 votes. Yikes. If we get a 4th for C, it's over. Yep, that's it. All right, people don't like the Briscoes. Yeah, they're not the best team in the world. But D and F tier is crazy. All right, let's get to the next one. Ooh, sorry. Now that we've transitioned from the Briscoe brothers, it's time to decide the ranking of the Briscoe brothers. That's right. Jay and what the hell's the other guy's name? Oh shit. There's Jay, and then there's who is it? Oh my god, what's wrong with me? Jay and Mark Briscoe. That's right, Mark Briscoe. The Briscoe brothers have had a lot of great matches. One of them has passed away. Rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. But in their careers, they basically won everything besides the WWE titles. Like they might be the greatest. It might be the greatest non WWE tag team in modern professional wrestling history. Record setting 13-time ROH World Tag Team Champions. 13-time ROH World Tag Team Champions. Featured in ROH's first ever event. The brothers were focal points of the company throughout its history. 15-time World Tag Team Champions. Won a belt in Japan. Impact Tag Team titles. Pro Wrestling Noah Heavyweight Tag Team Championship. NWA Crockett Cup. No, these belts all fucking suck. But they had an amazing feud with FTR. Amazing matches with FTR. 5-star matches. And then Jay Briscoe died in a car accident. Jay Briscoe got to be Ring of Honor World Champion. I believe Mark went on to be Ring of Honor World Champion. But these guys were just natural tag team wrestlers, naturals. In fact, they were brothers helped. They just had instant chemistry with each other. Like they could just like call audibles on the spot through grunts and fucking groans. Combat Sports Zone Wrestling. They were in CZW. They won tag team titles there. Jersey. Yeah. These guys were all over the place. Still all over the place. Jay wrestled on the first show. Child labor law, which is crazy. He couldn't compete because he was a kid. And then, they just have an amazing run. Feuded with AJ Styles. Wow. ROH champion Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Chris Sabin. Yeah, these guys were just consistent. Bryan Danielson, Jerry Lynn. God, Jerry Lynn was amazing in Ring of Honor. Shit. God damn it. Oh, that was a mistake. Sorry, guys. Wrestled with CM Punk before he became a legend. Colt Cabana. God, they were with Ring of Honor for pretty much its entire history. Literally took death to keep them away from Ring of Honor. Roderick Strong and Pac at PWG. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I get they never wrestled for the WWE, but they wrestled the past, the present, and the future, dude. Eddie Kingston and Claudio. Yeah, brief sabbatical. Ring of Honor, wrestled Austin Aries and Roderick Strong. Dude, worked with Jim Cornette. Kenta, Davey Richards, Marufuji, Evan Bourne. Yeah, Jimmy Jacobs. Who cares? Seth Rollins. Before he was Seth Rollins. God, what a history, man. Wrestled with Cedric Alexander. Undisputed Era before they were Undisputed Era. And then became the NWA champion, the ROH World Champion, beating Adam Cole. God damn, man. It's like you're viewing the entire history of wrestling through the Briscoes. Michael Elgin beat Gallows and Anderson when they were in their prime for the GP tag team titles. And only lost it to Jay Lethal, who would then become a longest reigning ROH World Champion in history. War Machine, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. Faced the Young Bucks. Bully Ray. Wrestled Tommy Dreamer. Faced the Motor City Machine Guns, who were tag team champions just a month ago. Amazing, dude. Los Ingobernables de Japón. And this is just crazy, dude. Wrestled through COVID. And then FTR. And they had their amazing feud with FTR. And then that was it. Could have sworn that Mark Briscoe won the ROH title. Let's see. World Championship. Yes, Mark Briscoe won it. He won it for his brother. These guys are legends. I'm sorry. They're S tier. They're S tier. I think that's the only way you can rank them. Hello, Hank. Hey, CSP promoter. Good to see you. How you doing? What do you think about the Briscoes? They're a pretty damn good tag team. Lasted throughout the years. Won world titles, both of them. Had amazing feuds with the past, present, and future of pro wrestling. I think they're S tier. I honestly think they're S tier. I think they're honestly, you'd call them the best tag team of the 21st century. We'll let the people decide. Although I might overreach with my power a little bit. Might do an executive order. 1 vote for A, 2 votes. Ooh, 3 votes. Okay, there are 5 people here. Damn it, man. 5 votes. Damn, son. That's a shame. Nah, it feels wrong. They never wrestled for the WWE. I get it. I'm a big Briscoe Brothers fan. Me too. I voted S tier. Can't blame you, man. Dude, I mean, they were the definition of the indie wrestling tag team. You know? God, it feels like I came off the highest of highs. All right, there's a few tag teams I guess we could keep on ranking. We got to get through this list. We can't have endless installments of it. But I respect your opinion, CSP promoter. All right, let's get to the next big tag team. Yeah, we're gonna get some good names. Ooh, how about this one? The Russians. Ivan Koloff and Nikita.
Yes, and I listen to Ivan, Uncle Ivan, you tell me what to do, okay? And I wrap the chain around the Rock and Roll Express's neck, and then I choked them, and I choked them until they got no breath anymore, Uncle Ivan. And me and you, we're gonna win the tag team title, Uncle Ivan.
He's Canadian, by the way. Just putting on the Russian accent there, but the Koloffs, Ivan and Nikita. Ivan did beat Bruno Sammartino for the WWF World Title. These two would win titles in World Championship Wrestling in the 1980s. It is worth wondering whether Nikita was a better tag team partner with Dusty Rhodes than with Ivan. But these guys did find some success. Let's see. The USFL, the United States Football League, Jesus. Road Warrior Animal called him to become a professional wrestler. Wow. Shave his head bald and show up. Jim Crockett Jr. named him Nikita. And Uncle Ivan, that's right. Yeah.
Right, Uncle Ivan.
Yes, Nikita, yes.
What you gonna say, Uncle Ivan?
Right, he was just the silent type. But he started to get good at promos. And the Russians turned on the American. Koloff went to great lengths to keep the evil Russian gimmick as realistic as possible. Learned Russian and refused to come out of character even when away from the ring. That's dedication right there. You got to respect that.
Hey, Uncle Ivan.
Introduce a new comrade, Khrushchev. Oh, yeah, Khrushchev, who sucks. Oh, yeah, he would be with, he'd be part of Demolition, but he still sucks. NWA 6-man tag team championship. Dusty Rhodes and Manny Fernandez. You understand? To win the NWA World Tag Team titles, baby. Ivan invoked the Freebird rule. Oh, the Freebird rule. That's the titles to the Rock and Roll Express. Of course they did. And then they feuded with the Road Warriors. Nice. Match of the year runner-up. Nice. Steel cage, Russia chain.
Oh, the Russian chain. Oh, the Russian chain. I'm doing that right, Uncle Ivan.
Get a match against that NWA World Tag Team title. Wow. Attacked by a fan. Superstar in the business. Favorite match was with Flair. Oh, and then they beat the Rock and Roll Express, which is impressive. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, that's right. He wrestled. He was having a feud with Magnum TA. Yeah, best of 7 series. Oh, and Nikita won. And then he worked with Dusty. But yeah, he won the tag team titles and won the US title with Uncle Ivan. The guy I asked you about in the HQ the other day is Joe Calzage. Hypothetical fight against Benavidez. Okay. He's a Welsh light heavyweight and retired undefeated Marciano style. Huh. Very similar fight style to Benavidez. Okay. That's interesting. Probably has a good pressure heavy style, good chin. Huh. How did I never hear of that guy? Anyway, let's see what people think of the Russians. I think it's between B and C. I don't think they're legendary. But they're definitely a notable tag team. And they're at Uncle Ivan. Then I'll probably go through 1 or 2 more tag teams and then probably call it quits. His smothering abilities were even better than Benavidez. My martial artist has a great video on him. A great video on him, yeah. Little boom Benavidez of a team, yeah. Benavidez Jr. Ain't gonna be nothing like Papa, yeah. You probably heard of him, might have just forgot. Yeah, I'm not like the biggest boxing historian. Ooh, 2 votes for B. Wow.
Up the chain around the neck, Uncle Ivan.
Yeah, right, Uncle Ivan.
Yes, that's right. The Russian team dominate professional wrestling. Yeah. That is right, Ivan.
Dude, Fistful of Leather, why are you talking about boxing, man? Dude, I'm literally talking about the WCW 80s tag team champions, Ivan Koloff, the man who beat Bruno Sammartino, and Nikita Koloff, who had an amazing WCW run. And all you're talking about is fucking dude named Joe Karzaj. Can you contribute to the conversation, please? He's the best light heavyweight prior to Andre Ward and Kovalev. And the best after Roy Jones and Hopkins. Interesting. Yeah, I can't keep track. Oh, 3 votes. But there are 7 people in here. So there is potential to have it swinged. Because I confused you the other day about it? Okay. I'm not in the mood, man. Maybe some other time. Or in Discord or something. All right. Ooh, 5 votes. Uh-oh. The tide's turning. And I know next to nothing about the Koloffs. Okay, I see. Oh, and this swung back. Wow. Most impressive. I was come from behind opportunity, no diddy. Impressive work from the chat. All right. Probably got I got 1 more that I can do. Might as well end it on a high note. And I'm going to skip the line just a little bit. But I'll mention a tag team that I think people will be quite familiar with. And their names... Where are they? And their names are John Bradshaw Layfield and Ron Simmons. The APA. APA. The Acolytes Protection Agency. That's right. And these two just had amazing segments. Just smoking, drinking, playing cards, gambling. And they were in wrestling who they were in real life, with just two tough dudes who love to have a good time, lived their gimmicks, clothesline from hell. Such an improvement for JBL. Ron Simmons reinvigorated his career. And of course, as Fistful of Levers said, damn! Damn! But yeah, Karzaj versus Hopkins was a great fight. Won the best in 2008. Nice. I don't know how that has 7 votes if there are only 4 people watching. Don't ask me. Then now there are 7 people watching. I think they're just hiding in the shadows. But yeah, these guys are tough SOBs. Had great feuds with everybody. Beloved characters. Started as the Acolytes. Became tough SOBs. Oh my god. Why isn't it showing up on fucking Wiki? Here we go. Part of the oh yeah, the Ministries of Darkness. That's why they were the Acolytes. As the Acolytes of 2 World Tag Team titles. 1999, while feuding with X-Pac and Kane and the Hardy Boys. Yes. Acolytes Protection Agency. Bodyguards for hire for other wrestlers. Won a 3rd one. Then they got split. Oh, man. But damn, they damn. They had a fun run from 1998 to 2000. They won the tag titles against the team Venus and the Godfather and the Job Squad. Yeah, not the best era of tag team wrestling, to be honest. Ministry of Darkness, right. Corporate Ministry, yes. Yeah, all I remember is these guys just clotheslining from hell. Damn! And just drinking beer and smoking and having fun. Sometimes you just got a great tag team based on the gimmick, you know? They're gaining the titles. The Acolytes then developed a gimmick as card players and beer drinkers, hustling many wrestlers and WWF employees out of their money, which is just amazing. Won a tag team battle royal. APA, damn. Look at that picture. So good. And then the little APA sign they would put on the door. That's right. Yeah, that's peak JBL, man. I don't give a shit about his fucking cowboy gimmick. Him as part of the APA was the best. Behind the scenes, the gimmick of the tag team was also created by John. Of course it was. The APA began to appear weekly backstage in an office, dubbed the APA office. Freestanding door and frame. APA and magic marker on a piece of typing paper. Playing cards with the door open. Hire their services. Cash or beer in payment for protection work. Trying to protect Crash Holly. That's hilarious. Gerald Briscoe. Tag team title battle royal. Turn opportunity. Yeah, look at all the shit they were able to do in just a short amount of time. God, that's when WWF was at its creative peak. When you could have guys just having a great feud every month, you know? WWF Tag Team Championship against the Dudley Boys. Pin Devon, which is impressive that they beat the Dudley Boys during that Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys phase, that they won the titles during that time. Pursued single titles. Oh, yeah, they won at WrestleMania X8? I forgot that. Yeah. Initial separation. 18 times Bradshaw won the WWF Hardcore title. Yeah, and they always show up in the little what do they call it? You know, nostalgia bait episodes. Tributes, anniversaries, all the good stuff. Damn. Reunited again. Crazy. All right. They're lurking. Hiding in the shadows. What was I saying, dude? There he freaking is. Anakin MMA. And what is that profile pic? Is that Nur Sultan or his brother? Who is that? Who you got? Carlos Monzon versus GGG in their primes. Seems GGG could only lose to Canelo, so I'd say GGG. Yeah, of course Anakin's there. Yeah, Nur Sultan, because he won a fight, and therefore he must be Anakin's profile picture. But yeah, this is the last one, man. And I'm interested to see where you rank these guys. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. I like that. That's a damn good matchup. Was that booked, or is that is it Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney too? I think Ryan Garcia probably beats the shit out of Rolly Romero if that's true. It is booked. We're gonna see a classic drunk, high off life Ryan Garcia win or something else. Garcia on PEDs for the win. Coked up Ryan Garcia gets it done. That crazy cat. Anyway. APA, SA, B, or C, because I think people have different opinions about the APA. Haney is booked versus Jose Ramirez. God, is Haney still the champion somehow? That'd make me very angry if he was. Fucking loser. Oh, God. All right, Haney doesn't have the title. Thank God. Fuck Devin Haney, dude. All right, we're finally fucking free from him. But let's, speaking of being free, let's see what people think. One vote for A for the APA. Will people agree with this? S tier. Well, someone has it for S. Ooh. Oh, 2 votes. Oh, shit. Three people are watching now. Tie-breaking vote. Come on. I don't even care if you're a wrestling fan or not. You got to vote. Who we got? Ooh, I'm nervous. Come on, guys. It's the APA. Oh, come on, fellas. S. Oh, shit. S. Third vote for S. Oh, shit. Fourth vote. Damn. Who we got? Come on, fourth person, please. Please, fourth person. I don't even care how you vote. Just vote, please. If we go another minute and the fourth person hasn't voted, I'm closing the poll. Yeah, fuck Devin Haney, dude. I'll give it a minute or two. This is the big one. The big one. When are you going to do the big one? Something that clicks with the public. I love to see it because I think you're good. 4 votes, 75%. Wow. Damn. All right. There you go. The APA is in S tier. This goes to show all you need is a good gimmick sometimes. Wow. Explosive finale, man. That was cool. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's do a recap of what we got so far. So we put the Briscoes in C, the Soul Patrol in C, Wild Samoans and Public Enemy in C. Can't entirely agree with that. Jay Youngblood and Ricky Steamboat in C. The Koloffs in C, which is crazy. The Brainbusters in B, where they should not be. They should be in A. Total Elimination! The Eliminators in B. The Briscoe Brothers in A. They should be S and not the APA. Minnesota Wrecking Crew in A. Shockingly. The Funk Brothers in A. And the APA, not in A, but in S. Damn! All right. Fantastic work, everybody. Good work. APA, people forget, man. APA, best gimmick in wrestling. People forget, man. The sign on the door, the gambling, the smoking. They were marauders. People forget, man. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up. That's part 2 of Hank the Tank's greatest tier list, tag teams of all time tier list. Tune in for part 3. Might be next week, might be the week after that. Who knows? I might stretch it out, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. You'll probably see Hank the Tank doing his fight companion for... Fuck, God, it's such a bad show. I forgot what its name is. Cap versus Almabayev. So tune in for that. I have been Hank the Tank. You have been the Splitty City Slickers. And you have escaped the concrete jungle. For now.
Hey, I like the chain. I like it when you wrap it around me, Uncle Ivan. I like when you chain it. And I like when you whip me with the chain, Uncle Ivan, Uncle Ivan. And I like when you gag me with the chain. Oh, and with like BSD, what the fuck is that called?
It's not BSD.
It's BDM.
Wait, what is even the name of that?
Oh, yeah. BDSM, I like it when but you bond me, Uncle Ivan. I like when you bond me with the chain, Uncle Ivan. Damn!